100% on our way to the moon.
Moontrain's on point, we're in the groove, trading like a symphony. With the
Dollars
big
over
mics,
$50,000.
juicing up
I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader.
We're on the moon train.
Then we watched you guys land on the moon.
No, you did.
This is how you become a day trader.
In his 3-hour show, the tour has been renamed Bored in the USA. And his new song was so bad that Chris Christie, who's like a fan, he goes out and tells everybody how he hates Chris Christie, keep that guy out of my... And I see Chris Christie there again, high-fiving Bruce Springsteen in the aisle, and Bruce Springsteen saw him and didn't even lift his hand up. And I...
Big problems. Man. What a shit show. Anyways, guys, we are back with another market analysis, and I dabbled on Friday, as you can see in the chat. I will probably be able to do a few voices next week, IB session. But this market has not been easy. Let me dissect the current situation for you so that you can kick ass again starting on Monday. And it's been really cool seeing a lot of you having success, and those of you having a hard time are reflecting. We've had really good one-on-ones, and the participants in the mentorship program are seeing fruits of their labor, which is absolutely epic. Anyways, I am going to bring you back to last week's Monday. You see this gap up here, and then you're staying above Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you gap underneath it. Okay, that is the opposite of what's happened here. Here you have a wall into the close, which is usually retail panic. However, we have not undercut the origin of this wall on Friday. Okay, so there's a possible trend change for Monday. Next week we have early high, early low, and early high. So come Monday, if you have dabbled above here, but I'll show you why this failed. If you can get over this, you can rally. Okay, and as of right now, there are rumblings of a possible piece. I had to, after close, take some 746s because they were 20s. I don't expect that to hit, but if we start ripping here because of some bogus deal, then I do think it's a possible juice play. Now, with that said, if we do not take this 74.44 level on Monday, and we get bad news and we start losing this, that means then that this drop here gets follow through. As of right now, this is not given follow through, right? It is not visible on SPX, but it is visible on US 500, and that is, what is it, class? Look, this is not an obvious setup at all. This looks absolutely dog shit, right? You don't even have a pierce down here. Here you have a pierce. What does this inside candle represent? It represents the Larry Williams setup, meaning you have a big sell, you fail to undercut that low the next day, therefore you have an inside candle, so there's a big chance you go up on Monday. Now you can go up on Monday and all of that good shit, you still have this pretty gnarly bear flag break here. So if you can't start taking out this trend line that I'm sure 95% of you have on your chart, you're still gonna be fucked. The positive thing for a rally here is anytime this put call ratio hits about 1, it usually snaps back because you don't think that all of retail is gonna get paid out simultaneously, do you? Also, the good old Namo we've followed this trend line for a year for every low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has slightly undercut it, so I would not be surprised on Monday if it's a big ripper. Now, if it's a big ripper, that brings the question then the FOMC announcement here, because then it could just be a backtest of the Namo and it is slated to go lower. And obviously when we look at this from a standpoint of how the fuck do you trade this shit, okay, I have mentioned in a few of my shadow band TikToks that you gotta be in and you gotta be out. So the setup here, it's been discussed in the chat by Justin. I talked about it with Doug. Is this lagging? Okay, so what we could see, have we not even dealt with this, right? So the question now becomes here, it's the last week of July, okay? So if it's the last week of July, you get a bounce here early on, or was this like Friday type of dealio, right? But to me it looks like you could also have a nice rally. Next week, bombs away. There's no fucking way Netanyahu spends 2 days at the White House and you don't get more action. It ain't happening. It is like written in the stars, in my opinion. Ain't no fucking way this military thing is over. I'm starting to wonder if the SPR numbers are even real, right? Like, why would that be real out of everything, right? So that is on my mind. Second of all, hold on 1 second here. Second of all, you do have this ghost here on QQQ into close, okay? That ghost represents where we are right now on SPY, right? You see that, okay? Fantastic. Now, with that said, there's only one ghost here. And if we are to pump into the full moon, which is this week, and you have FOMC and all these earnings, it is that QQQ ghost to 718. Everything else has filled. I don't expect us to go to 736 here out of the gate. You'd need an actual peace plan to catch that candle, but on a pump, this is possible in my opinion. Okay. Then you have all these earnings coming up, which is great and fantastic and all of that. But this market is so unpredictable, I would stick to scalping. And just looking at this vol, there is no way you don't have look at how compressed and compiled this is. Okay, and the market's been selling and you fucking have, there is no way this doesn't go and gap fill at some point. And that will probably be some type of mid-term bottom. So I'd mark this spot on the VIX. Do I think we get there? Yeah, like 9 out of 10 sure that we get there. So JPM hit all-time highs on Friday, right? So even though it pulled that off, the Dow was kind of lackluster and IWM was shit and all of this. So it's a question about a tech rotation, and obviously Jensen joined X and Samsung got a big deal, and we will see how our South Korean friends open up on early Monday, right? You do have some type of buying down here, not massive. Let's see. Check a little gamma here for us. You do seem to have support here. Obviously, where you want to go is over these targets. A decent amount of buying. SPY, I mean, I'm not saying it gets there, but it'd be fucking sicko if it did on Monday. Then I wouldn't do shit until Kevin Warsh speaks. A lot of puts into close, but obviously the bombing campaign was paused, and as I've shown you, there's a little bit of uptick in tech here. The dollar has been, or the purchasing power. They talk about inflation. It is really the purchasing power internationally and domestically of the dollar that's getting absolutely raked with this shit. And oil closed at 90. That's not good. This is the big fucking elephant in the room. Keep an eye on that. So next week, Monday, we get durable goods. We get some more fake numbers here. We get the new narrative of the week. Then Tuesday, BB comes to town for a 3-day visit. You get some B tier data. And then the earnings start. This is going to be huge. Obviously, slated not to do shit. I agree, because we got to get them task forces up, bro. And then we're gonna start seeing heads roll in the government, humiliation ritual, etc., etc., etc. Thursday, big earnings. Also, core PCE somehow forecasted to come down. You can easily do that when you fudge the numbers, obviously. And jobs last week, jobs like that. And Friday, you get some B tier data. Okay? Individuals I will be looking at this week. Obviously, my little friend. Where the fuck are you? 1 second. Obviously, my little friend from my old neighbor is up. I will be following Meta this week, absolutely. But as you see, like, if you get a pop here, I wouldn't do much. I'm not gonna be participating in these unless there's an obvious flush at open. Plus I'll only be on open and open here. Wednesday I'll be on for FOMC. You got Hood, Meta, Microsoft, then you got Apple and Amazon. So these 48 hours here are going to be very interesting, as will these oil earnings be. Gonna be pretty spicy. So let's see if we get a deal. If we open above QQQ 688, this can have some legs, and I think this is a reasonable target for a relief bounce before the shit starts hitting the fan, which it undoubtedly will. Otherwise, everything would be fantastic. Now, a lot of these Mag 7 numbers are under a lot of moving averages, including Meta. I don't know, like Google posted such banger earnings. I don't know what you have to really post to, be it Meta could have good earnings and come and fill that gap, right? Like, it's possible. So I'm not saying, oh yeah, fucking load those 700 calls. Same thing happened last time. Look at that. From fucking 670, boom, fell all the way down there. Bounced. Has earnings been front ran on these candles here? Very possible. Apple, if you're gonna tell me that this flight to safety or whatever the fuck is going on here, you don't rip from 270 to 235 on no news. Would I be buying a bunch of calls into earnings on this? Probably not. I don't play Amazon. Okay? So I'll be looking at those. I'll also be looking at when Google wakes up. So usually after earnings, 3 days. So you had 1 day, 2 day. So I would suspect if you are a 0DTE vigilante that you might want to fuck around with this on Monday, especially on a tech rally. See what I'm saying? Okay. Nvidia had big news, look for it to move. And then you have this shit. I do want to point this out right now. This is going to be the most important part of the video because you watched to the end. First of all, like and subscribe. If you're not on the train, jump on the train, etc., etc. All that good shit. You gotta support the men trying to give it to the system. When I post my midnight algo in Bangkok, when I post my midnight algo in Bangkok, when it's midnight in Bangkok, okay? So when it's midnight in Bangkok, does nothing. When it's midnight in Bangkok, when it's midnight in Bangkok, when it's midnight in Bangkok, so until that regime changes, point is don't be fucking buying a bunch of calls into close. Once it changes, good chance on Monday or not. I think that buying on Monday is gonna happen out of the gate. If it happens, don't get fucked by the midnight Bangkok algo. Why? Because it comes with an Adam's apple. Okay? Or two. The ladies of the night might not be ladies. Okay, brethren. So with that said, I will jump on probably on voice Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. And I'll see you guys on the one-on-ones, the program, Full Moon Circle, all that good shit. And when you take a trade here, you gotta be out here. If you're contemplating about swinging right now, you might as well ignore the midnight algo. It is not swing season, it is scalp season. The point is not to grow your port, the point is to A, not lose money, B, make money that you withdraw from your portfolio. Okay? Love you guys, and I'll see you next week.
When the